Hello there everyone, and welcome to our look back at the first E3. I'm Chinbilla.
Suave, handsome, perfect.
And also cocky.
What? No, I'm not cocky.
Chin.
Okay, just a little.
And I'm Bridacious. And I can't believe I agreed to be on this show with you.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad, is it?
Well, it will be better if we get to the point on what this video is about in the first place, right?
Understood, Bri. Take it away.
Today, we will be looking into E3, the biggest video game trade show in the world. Every year, tens of thousands of people come to E3 to witness the biggest announcements in video game history. It gets me excited thinking about it.
Bri, you're scaring me.
Yes.
Anyways, what if we told you that this legendary event almost never happened, and everything revolves around one man, his magazine, and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity?
Today we will be discussing the events that lead up to the first E3 and the big announcements that occurred there that changed the course of video game history.
Before we start talking about E3, we need to go back to the year 1988. Meet Pat Farrell. Back in 1988, Farrell and his partners established the gaming magazine known as GamePro, a direct competitor to Nintendo Power. GamePro was best known for its previews of new games, reviews of released games which they called ProViews, and most importantly, the Code Vault. This is where you could find secret codes to the newest games first. Remember that this was the time before the internet, so you couldn't look up a YouTube video or a game fact guide on how to get past a hard level.
So you cheated.
Wait, what?
You looked up walkthroughs when you got stuck.
Not all the time. Look, the water temple in Zelda was hard. I kept forgetting what level to bring the water.
Chin.
And the confusing dead ends.
Chin.
And don't even get me started on Dark Link and his crap.
Chin.
What?
Get good. Anyways, throughout the years, Farrell and GamePro became very influential in the video game industry. Eventually, this gnarly Bill and Ted style talk show called GamePro TV started as well. Similar to the magazine, the show focused on game previews, reviews, and tips and tricks.
Fine, and you've got these like earthquake sound effects that just have you looking around going, "Bud, am I in San Francisco or what?" Yeah, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It's a welcome addition to the Ghouls and Ghosts family, and if you've got your SNES in this cart, you want to spend some time on it. Guaranteed.
Wait, this video is about E3, not about GamePro. Why are we talking about this again?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Bri.
Well, it is in the script you wrote.
Oh, come on, I needed a good segue. The Consumer Electronics Show, or CES for short, was the biggest electronic trade show in the world. This is where all the tech industry giants came to show off their newest products to investors and reporters. This is also where the video game industry came to showcase their newest game consoles and lineup of upcoming games. Farrell's team attended each of these trade shows throughout the years to meet and interview with all the industry giants. Through their interviews and experiences at CES, they noticed how video games were being treated differently compared to other tech brands.
You see, most of the industry was being pushed out of the way or being placed in low traffic locations in the basement, making them feel underappreciated. Many developers were already beginning to pull out of future CES events due to the treatment. As Farrell witnessed all of this, he came up with a genius idea.
Ooh, the pet rock!
Wait, what?
Yeah, he realized how much money he could make just by selling rocks with stupid little googly eyes on them.
First of all, that was Gary Dahl. Second, that was in the 1970s, Chin.
Oh, well, the only other idea I think he would have had was to maybe make a convention solely on video games?
Exactly! So this is how it went down. Farrell sent a woman by the name of Deborah Vernon, his VP of marketing, to have a private meeting with CES and the games industry leads. Vernon proposed Farrell's idea of a conference that focused solely on upcoming video games. CES wasn't a fan, but most of the video game industry loved the idea.
At the same time, Farrell partnered up with the Interactive Digital Software Association, or later known as ESA for short. This is the organization that came up with the whole ESRB rating system you see on video games to this day. With the support of ESA and majority of the video game industry, Pat Farrell, in his own words on his LinkedIn account, conceived, negotiated, and launched E3, the second largest trade show launch in history.
It sounds like you were totally crushing on this dude.
Of course I am! This man's a legend.
On the sunny morning of May 11th, 1995, the Los Angeles Convention Center opened their doors to the world's first E3. This event was not open to the public, however, but rather to only publishers, journalists, investors, and developers. It was not until 2017 that the convention was open to the public. Wow, Chin. I can't believe it took them 22 years.
I know, right? Don't forget as well that this is the 90s. This is the time where Nintendo and Sega were at each other's throats.
2. Farmer Brown has 4 chickens to trade for a video game system. Super NES gives him 4 free games. Sega, no free games. Which should Farmer Brown choose?
And, what if you don't have blast processing?
It was safe to say at this time that tension was high in the video game industry. Since this was the first E3, presenters really wanted to make sure that they had the biggest, baddest showcase to show. This led to some major events occurring that changed the course of history forever.
Isn't that a little overdramatic? Oh, change the course of history forever.
There's no winning you over, is there?
Nah, I just like messing with you.
You get less lines next video then.
The Titan Nintendo took E3 by storm, with over a quarter of the sales floor claimed by them. They showed off many of the hit games for the SNES, including the upcoming Killer Instinct, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest, Donkey Kong Land, and Earthbound. Nintendo's big announcements were the delay of the Ultra 64 to the following summer, which would be renamed to the Nintendo 64 over time. To make up for the delay, Nintendo also announced the Virtual Boy, which would release later in the year.
The Virtual Boy? Isn't that head-mounted display that gave people chronic headaches and made them nauseous?
Yeah, just like your old socks, Chin.
What?
Nintendo flat out stated that it just failed when competing in the market. However, it did help set the development path for VR headsets we have today. But that's a subject for another video.
Sega had big plans for the first E3, as they wanted to catch everyone off guard by announcing the new Sega Saturn.
Wait, how would a console release catch everyone off guard?
Well, the Sega Saturn was initially planned to release September 2nd. They did show off a few games for the system, including Virtua Fighter, Clockwork Knight, and Panzer Dragoon, but they decided to surprise everyone and reveal that they were releasing the Sega Saturn yesterday.
What the heck?
That's the same response everyone else had, with the slogan, "It's out there." Customers, investors, and even retailers were not expecting or prepared at all for this release. This caused a massive backlash from retailers since they weren't even able to properly market the release of the new system coming out. On top of that, Sega announced a shocking price of $399 for the new release system, which would come back to bite on the butt in the future.
With the successful release of the PlayStation in Japan, Sony was ready to reveal the American release of their new system. With hit games like Ridge Racer, Warhawk, Battle Arena, Toshinden, and Twisted Metal, Sony was hitting the ground running. They even had the coolest mascot named Polygon Man. What the heck is that?
Oh my god, it looks like a piece of bread that needed to be thrown away 100 years ago.
No! It looks like rock candy. You know, that candy that cuts up the top of your mouth? You should have fact-checked this better, Chin.
I know, Brie, I'm so sorry. At least it's better than the Silver Surfer Kratos mashup that Sega Saturn used.
Okay, oh yeah, getting back on track. The PlayStation's release. Sony ended up revealing that American version of the PlayStation. The craziest moment of Sony's press release was the speech that Sony's president Steve Race gave. You see, Steve was in charge of giving a speech about Sony's pricing strategy. In a historic moment, he came up to the podium and said one word.
$2.99.
This was a direct lash at Sega's $3.99 announcement of the rushed-out Sega Saturn. Winning over developers, customers, and retailers, the Sony PlayStation marked Sega's downward spiral out of the console wars. Well, there you have it. I wonder what big announcements there will be happening at this year's E3 as well.
I hope it's a new Assassin's Creed game.
They just made Assassin's Creed Origins, Brie. You can't have an Assassin's Creed game every year.
Shh! Don't you tell me what to do.
Brie, they can't do one every year.
So what? Maybe it'll be a new Assassin's Creed game, okay? Maybe it'll be an offset of the new one, okay?
What if it's Assassin's Creed Origins 2?
Shut up!
Well, anyways, I did put a ton of work in this video, and I'd love to continue making these episodes for you all. Just a little bit more about myself. I am a Twitch streamer. I love playing weird one-off games that make people go like, what the heck? Also, I love messing with Brie. It's hysterical.
Rude.
Well, if you ever want to hang out, come by my Twitch channel. Follow the link in the description below. I would love to have you join the fun.
I am happy to be a part of this as well. Also, if you guys want to know more about me, I'm a fellow streamer on Twitch and also a digital artist. I play a handful of games, too many to name, but I like to keep my channel weird and quirky. Stop by if you are curious to know what I'm up to. Just like Chins, you can find the link to my channel down below.
What?